So will this be Marvel's 70th hit? Let's talk about it. By making Cavill this guy again. Yo, and welcome to another episode of With Enough Prep Time. I'm your host, the Nerd Man, and today we'll be reacting to the new Eternals official trailer for Marvel MCU Studios. So what do I think about it? I'll be talking about my reaction, breaking down some of what I think of the story beats, what's happening, my expectations. I'm going to start off by saying I've been steadily more and more impressed by where the MCU is going in recent times, especially after Endgame. Now, they've not yet made a film that really blew me away post Endgame, but what I like, or even TV show with WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it wasn't something that I personally enjoyed. But what I did like about it is that they're trying different things. They're actually doing different things. They're breaking away from the shackles of the formula that I started to get me really bored with the MCU. I really tapped out of the MCU, unlike other people, pretty much after the Avengers. After that, I started seeing a lot of similarity in the stories, the films. They were becoming more and more formulaic. The only ones that were really kind of interesting to me were like some of the team films, like Guardians of the Galaxy 1, Civil War. I did like Winter Soldier, but anything else like the Doctor Stranges, all of that kind of stuff, just wasn't my cup of tea. So phase 2 and phase 3 were a little bit rough for me in Marvel. Didn't quite like the end game either. But this one, I think, is something that it just seems to me like it's different, and I want to see if it has a different tone, or if it's going to go for that comedy hijink stuff again. This and Shang-Chi are basically the ones I'm looking forward to most. Again, something different. I hope they'll break away a little bit from that Marvel formula, as I've said. So here we go. Let's react to the Eternals official trailer 1. I hope this is the one. I love the cinematography already. Whoa.
It's beautiful, isn't it? We have watched and guided. We have helped them progress and seen them accomplish wonders. Throughout the years, we have never interfered until now. When you said goodbye.
Thank you for this.
Oh, you're welcome.
So now that Captain Rogers and Iron Man are both gone, who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
I could lead them.
Iron Man are both gone. Who do you think's gonna lead the Avengers?
So, I mean, this is really interesting. Actually, I think this is going to be one of my favorite films of the whole MCU. Definitely, just looking at the tone and knowing my sensibilities, I like it. It looks a little bit not more serious. I don't ever think things have to be serious, but I do think that, you know, seems like a more mature film. This seems like a film like with an interesting mythology that they're not trying to escape from. They're actually trying to explore. The joke at the end wasn't too jokey. It was a little bit more naturalistic, you know. It wasn't that forced humor, but they still had to pretend. It looked like they were trying to pretend like it still has that MCU humor in it, when in fact it really doesn't. You know, you can tell by the tone of this thing that, again, that they're trying to take this thing a little bit more seriously, and I really kind of like that. And I'm intrigued. What are these Eternals? What do they do? How does their powers work? Why are they, you know, here? Are they aliens? You know, what's up, Tony, man? How's it going? What's up, Vishal? How you doing, buddy? What does it say? Have you watched the next Star Wars? I have watched the next Star Wars. I'm going to be doing the video on that. Don't worry about that. Attack of the Clones is the best one. You'll find out my opinions on that, definitely. What I think of Attack of the Clones. And what's Eternals about? I have no idea. That's what I like about it. And I'm going to go in completely blank to this film. And I think I'm going to enjoy it just a lot more than the Marvel movies. And this is what I think Marvel and DC need to do. They still need to keep what, you know, their fan base and keep those ingredients that made their fan base fall in love with them. That is MCU. But I just think they need to be a little bit more creative. Let the films have their own look. And looking at the cinematography of this thing, this just doesn't look like any Marvel movie to me. The same thing I felt a little bit with Shang-Chi, except Shang-Chi just did seem to have a little bit at the end there of the Marvel formula thing, which is fine. Humor's fine. Nothing wrong with it. As long as the humor makes me laugh, I'm fine with humor in a comic book movie. It's just that often it's a little bit childish for me and doesn't make me laugh too much. But these, with Shang-Chi, I liked it because the humor, I thought it gave me a little bit of a chuckle. Whoever the woman was, she made me laugh a little bit. So it didn't bother me that much, but it still did have that forced humor of the MCU where it's like, oh, we can't let a dramatic scene play out. We have to have somebody say something funny or do something funny to keep the audience's attention. This one seems like it has a respect for the audience and a respect that they'll be able to keep up with this story and be intrigued and fascinated with where they're going with this story. So that's my reaction to it. But apart from that, I'll just take a few more questions. I think it's very good. So I don't like sand. Okay. It's coarse and rough and it gets everywhere. What is that a quote from? That's a quote from something. It's coarse and it's rough and it gets everywhere. What? Somebody, I heard that just the other day. Who said that? Is that from Spider-Man? Tell me who that's from, Vishal. Kung Fu Panda is a masterpiece. I still haven't watched that. Tell me who that's from, Vishal, please, please. I need to know what that's from. It's coarse and rough. It's from Star Wars. That's what it was. Yes. Anakin says it. Yeah, I was like, that was killing me, man. Yeah, that was the stupid line from Anakin when he's talking to Padme. Spider-Man. Yeah, I thought it was Spider-Man. Yeah, so I mean, I don't really have anything else to say about it. I think that's like my reaction. I like it a lot. That I like that these gods like were the things that helped society. I like all of this stuff. I love the shape of this ship. That's so cool. I really love that. That's awesome. That looks really alien and weird. And then, yeah, you know, like the fact that they're helping them with all of their thing. And obviously the actors in this, Richard Madden, Love him from Game of Thrones. Like this woman as well from Game of Thrones. Oh, sorry, she's another actress. Yeah, all of the actors are really good in this, and so I'm looking forward to what they're about and what their powers are. It just seems all very mystical and mythological, and that's right down my alley. I think this might end up being one of my favorite comic book movies of all time, honestly, because or my. Yeah, I honestly think this might end up being one of my favorite MCU movies, from the director to the cinematography. This is the one who just won an Oscar recently. To the cinematography, just the way it looks. It just looks, beautiful, and like it's really gonna touch on some things that are just the themes that are a little bit more grand and bigger than the Marvel universe usually tackles. So I like it a lot. I don't have much more to say. This is my most hyped new MCU film, apart from maybe the Spider-Man 3, just because if Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire come back for that Spider-Man, that's going to be hype for me. So it's this one, Shang-Chi. I do want to see Black Widow. I actually, Black Widow was one of the only things I liked from Endgame. I thought her character arc in Endgame was really cool and made me actually finally care about Black Widow. So yeah, there's definitely that. I really liked that. But I'd say Black Widow, number 5, on my most anticipated. Then Shang-Chi probably. Well, okay, so my top 4 then. This one is number 2. Spider-Man is number 1. Shang-Chi number 3, and then number 4 is Black Widow. I really want to see that. So yeah, that's my reaction. The movie could be pretty good. Yeah. My favorite Marvel movie is Thor Ragnarok. Yeah. You won't like my opinion on Thor Ragnarok. I'll leave that for another time. Check out my video. I'll send you a link to my video on that sometime if you in one of your answers. But I've talked about Thor Ragnarok before, Vishal, if you want to know what I think of it. And then I like Black Widow. Yeah, I like Black Widow after that. After the after Endgame. So guys, you know what it is. Do me a favor, give me a high five, smash that like button. Do help the algorithm out there, and of course, do like, subscribe, and comment, because I do answer back to the comments. And if you are, tell me what Marvel movies are you most anticipating for, and what did you think of our Eternals trailer? Obviously, the more comments you give, the more it helps me out, and obviously the more I can also have a conversation with you guys and react to you guys. So thanks so much. You know what it is. I'll see you on the flip side, and I love you 3000. Peace.